Hi, I'm Lesley Conway, head of Walmart Connect Canada, and you are listening to the CPG Guys podcast.
Welcome to the CPG Guys podcast. Your hosts, Shri Rajagopalan and Peter V.S. Bond, explore how brands and retailers engage consumers in an increasingly digitally driven world. And now, here are the CPG Guys. Hello and welcome to the CPG Guys podcast. I'm your prodigious co-host, PVSB, who also moonlights as head of industry and client engagement at Flywheel, the commerce acceleration division of Omnicom. Joining me today is my co-founder of this growing enterprise. He's also the chief revenue officer for Think Blue Consulting. He is patriarch of the Raj family media empire, parents to pop sensations Ria and Laura Raj, Laura being in the band Cat's Eye, and of course his wife Kavita is a podcaster in her own right. Of course, I'm talking about the man known as Shri. Shri, we are a few weeks away from Grocery Shop. What's on your mind for the big event? What's going through?
I have something else on my mind, Peter. At the time of this recording, this is a big weekend for the family. Do you know why?
No, do tell.
2 VMA, 2 MTV Video Music Award nominations for Cat's Eye. By the time this episode is released, we'll know if they won one.
That's huge, Shri. I mean, just the success of your daughters. I know I kid about it all the time with you, but I know how
in a debut year.
I know how incredibly proud you are, and I also know how hard your daughters work. Your daughters are the hardest working musicians I've ever seen.
Work ethic matters, Peter, across the board. But both kids are there. Kavita and I can't go. My father-in-law's arriving on Monday. We got to get the house ready. That's easy as it got, but hopefully next time. All that said, Peter, Grocery Shop. We got a big party, as always, the CPG Guys party, kickoff day, Sunday, September 28th. Those of you listening, if you already haven't applied to come, you can see it all over our LinkedIn posts. Let us know if you want to come. Contact at cpgguys.com. That easy. And then we have hosted dinners Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think it's going to be a busy week for you and me.
Well, let's put a link. We'll put a link in the digital liner notes of this episode, Shri, so people will find it. Yeah.
Also called a huge week.
It absolutely is, Shri. I'm looking forward to getting to Vegas with you, seeing all our friends, all of our colleagues, our industry cohorts. It's going to be a tremendous couple of days in Las Vegas, getting back on the travel circuit as we had taken a bit of the summer off. Huge week. Huge. Uh-huh. All right. To our audience, make sure you're subscribing to our podcast on your preferred listening platform, where you can get our latest episodes and even go back to consume some of the 515 plus episodes we've already published. All right. Over the last 2 weeks, I've made trips back to my home and native land, Canada. Went up to see Mom in Halifax and had a little business with Flywheel up in Toronto. And we are very pleased today to have a guest from north of the border. We've had previous guests from Walmart on our podcast more than a dozen times, primarily from Walmart Connect here in the U.S. Earlier this year, we expanded that to include the Walmart Connect team down in Chile. Now we get to add Walmart Canada to that growing list from the world's most elite retailer. Our guest is the newly minted head of Walmart Connect Canada. She brings with her a deep experience in media and advertising. She started at my childhood favorite Toronto station, Chum FM. Spent time at great places like Bell Canada. That's like AT&T in Canada, right? Bell Telephone. Remember those old days? Astro Media, Hat 64, and more recently, she was leading Mindshare Canada. Our dear friend Jeff Malmod, who does the Retail Media Minute on our LinkedIn page. He is also from Mindshare down in the U.S. So please join Shri and me in welcoming to the podcast Lesley Conway. Lesley, greetings. How are you? How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And Shri, congratulations on those award nominations. Excited to hear what happens.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big event in the Raj family. I am excited about it. Nothing would please me more than to see them holding up that iconic astronaut with the box of popcorn. That is a piece of my childhood that I will always remember. Lesley, we're going to include in the digital liner notes of this podcast links to your LinkedIn page, Walmart Connect's LinkedIn page, and Walmart Connect's web page, because our audience is often liking to multitask. They're sitting at their desk, they're typing away, they're listening to us in the background, they want to switch over and learn more about you as our conversation goes on. So we make sure it's easy. Don't have to write anything down. It's all in the digital liner notes. We have lots and lots of links there. We're going to have links to our party invitation in at grocery shops. So all of that's going to be available. Just go to the liner notes. We're going to take turns asking questions. I'm going to kick us off with the first question. It's a pretty basic one, right? Why don't you provide us and our audience with an overview of Walmart Connect, particularly in terms of your mission and how you integrate into the merchandising activities?
Absolutely. At Walmart Connect, our mission is really simple. We help brands connect with Canadian shoppers in meaningful ways and accelerate their growth. As the number one omnichannel retailer in Canada with over 400 stores, we reach over 10 million shoppers every week. It really gives us a unique ability to engage and influence our customers at broadcast level scale, right at the point of purchase, whether that's in store or online. And what truly sets us apart is our deep understanding of the Walmart shopper and the unique ways they want to interact with our brand. This insight allows us to help brands succeed by tailoring and creating impactful campaigns for them. From an integration perspective, our entire Canadian head office is one campus, which means merchandising, e-commerce, store operations, data insights, and marketing teams all work closely together. The collaboration lets us share insights, it lets us stay aligned with our customer needs, and it lets us deliver real value for our partners. I'm still new here, but I can already see how this proximity really fosters our cross-functional approach and helps us do what's best for our customers and partners every day.
Lesley, first of all, welcome to the CPG Guys. It's a pleasure to always host someone from north of the border. So in lines with makeup of Walmart Connect up in Canada, how do you define success for Walmart Connect, both from a brand advertiser and a consumer experience standpoint?
So for brands, I think success really means measurable growth, right? That could come in the form of sales lift, incrementality, long-term brand building. We like to set those outcome frameworks up front with our partners. It allows us to pull the appropriate levers in terms of our capabilities to really deliver on that success metric. And then for our customers, I think it's really just about relevance, like serving helpful, timely ads, meeting needs, and giving them a great experience. Everything that we do within Walmart really has to be about that customer experience. So that for us would be success relevance as our metric with customers. And then balancing those two is what makes it work, right? So that we can deliver on ROI, but also improve that shopping experience for Canadians.
Lesley, recently Walmart Connect in Canada adopted the core retail media campaign development platform that's being operated by your colleagues in the US. Can you double click down on that? Elaborate on the change and particularly what you see as being the enhanced value to the brand advertisers that'll be using this platform the way their counterparts in the United States do.
Of course. Our global Walmart ads platform, you were reading our LinkedIn yesterday. We've had thousands and thousands of views and so much appreciation. So it was really formally announced yesterday. And it's been a huge milestone for us in Canada because the platform really lets us scale that innovation faster. So it's bringing all of the advanced tools to our Canadian partners. Most of them are excited because in many cases, as you know, US and Canada are so close together that there are US counterparts who have already been benefiting from our global platform. So they know the potential value that it can bring, like better campaign management, precision targeting, deeper measurement. And what's nice is that the US has sort of tested it for us. And now we're able to take that experience, unlock the new capabilities within the platform a lot faster because we've got a very aggressive roadmap coming up. But it also gives us the ability to tailor that experience to the Canadian marketplace.
Understood. And that's how it should be. Local is best. So now comes the fun part of this dialogue. Walk us through the full funnel capabilities of Walmart Connect Canada, what capabilities are available on site, your offsite partnerships, and then how it connects back to the all-important store.
Store is king. So on site, we have our sponsored search, our display, capturing intent and driving conversion. In our offsite world, now we can run campaigns, extending them across really anywhere in the open web, social, connected TV, building awareness and consideration. In stores where we're reaching shoppers, sampling, demos, digital signage, audio. And then we've really gotten into the experiential activations, and we're calling it retailtainment. It's been incredibly successful for us and our brand partners, and it gives shoppers like a little something extra for their shopping experience. We had one really successful one where with a food partner, we set up a kind of build your own experience. So it started in our digital environment, telling people to come out and that this is what they could expect. They came out, there was tables, there was a whole elaborate setup where we took up a portion of store and then all of our signage along the path from in-store, from our shrouds when you come in to our, blades and wobblers right at that premium shelf location where they could then find it and take it home with them. And the feedback was unbelievable. It really won a lot of hearts and minds. So very excited. And I think it's, that full funnel approach to everything lets us influence the shopper journey end to end and prove out those partner results.
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize the multi-touch attribution in the path to purchase. Like consumer journeys are not driven by a single exposure. Perhaps if they're doing browsing on your owned and operated property and they're already halfway or more down the funnel and they could do that, but it is very much about creating awareness, getting into the consideration set, helping them find the right item, understand, is that product right for me based upon the images, the copy, you're buying food, does it fit my lifestyle that I'm trying, my authentic lifestyle I'm trying to live. So I think all of that's important. And part of that is just understanding that you're having that full funnel capability, onsite, offsite. And then to your point, tying into the store where particularly among groceries, that is where most of the sales in the industry is still happening. We can't forget that. As much as we love the excitement and the sexiness of digital, if it doesn't translate to Sherie's point, it's got to be local and it's got to translate to the store, or you really haven't done your job. I think that's pretty clear. So following up on what Cherie said, the power of retail media is closed-looped measurement and marketing. So my question is, what's happening in Canada relative to behavioral data applications? Because understanding shopper behavior is the best way to figure out who you want to talk to and whether they ultimately executed on what you're hoping that they do.
Knowing the Walmart shopper and how they want to engage with Walmart and how they do and how they shop is so important. And we rely as Connect, we really rely on our first party data. So reaching 80% of those households, engaging 10 million shoppers weekly in this country, it's so invaluable to what we do. And then diving deep on what is it that they're doing? What do we know, from external third party, but then how does that really translate to how our shoppers are shopping with us and how we can be really relevant and help our brand partners understand how to have those conversations at different points of the journey with our customers. And that data really helps us unlock those consumer behaviors, trends that we're seeing in the true because we're reaching omni-channel shoppers. So they can be anywhere at any time, whether they're learning about the product, looking for the product, it could be search, it could be display, it could be brand pages, it really could be anything before coming into store and then experiencing it when they get into the store and they've arrived at that aisle, which is like search in our e-commerce world. They've arrived and they're ready to buy, and we're making sure that those brands are top of mind. And so it's understanding how each of those behaviors and the trends that we're seeing allow for the unlock of the omni-channel shopper and closing the loop on those measurement outcomes. So they looked online, they bought in store. What did that mean? Like how did those experiences connect? And then what do we know about how you need to message them? We can do a lot of A/B testing. We can test, in certain areas during certain time periods. And it's those kinds of unlocks that really, we have it within our data. We have it within our ability to sort of do test and learn controls and A/Bs for clients. And so that's really how we've been doing it and where we're going with it.
Let me remind our audience that today Sri and I are speaking with Lesley Conway. She is the head of Walmart Connect Canada. Sri?
So I'm getting all the fun ones today. The next one, I'm sure you could have predicted this was coming, which is, of course, artificial intelligence. So how have you guys up in Canada started thinking about leveraging artificial intelligence and, of course, data analytics and the whole ML machine learning that comes with it to refine ad targeting, maybe more customized, much more contextual, etc., and improve campaign effectiveness for your advertisers?
Absolutely. Walmart is no stranger to innovation. We're a people-led, tech-powered retailer that's always looking for new ways to serve our customers and empower associates. We're actively integrating AI and new technologies across the business to make shopping faster, smarter, more personal, whether that's in-store or online. And on the advertising side, we use AI for everything: consumer analytics, real-time campaign optimization, deeper performance insights. Our new platform will take this even further, unlocking more ways to deliver the right message to the right customer at the right time and driving greater efficiency and measurement for brands. Ultimately, these innovations aren't just about technology. They're about creating a better, more seamless experience for our customers and our partners.
And it's just a little bit of a follow-up on that. My assumption is you're obviously, as with the platform itself, you're benefiting the investments that are being made by other divisions within Walmart around the world. I'm assuming, though, that as you see opportunities to develop things that you need in your marketplace, you're presented with the opportunity to look against that as well, yes?
We absolutely are. And we're starting to use it really to make our media planning and execution even more precise and accountable here in Canada.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, in my Flywheel avatar, I was sitting in on a Zoom presentation by one of your colleagues, teaching some of my colleagues about your wonderful new platform. And that begs the question about your strategies that you're implementing to deepen partnerships with not only brands, but agency partners in Canada, make sure that, because this ecosystem involves not just the brand advertisers, very often they are employing agencies like Flywheel to help activate their investments. So how are you looking to deepen the partnerships and make all of the partners in this ecosystem able to help brands grow on your platform?
You know, for I've been in sales and partnerships my entire career. Whether it was on the sales side, and you mentioned all the companies I've worked with, or it was being a part of Mindshare most recently. So I think if I could, instill something, it's like that every company and brand and campaign is really different. The basic building blocks to partnership is recognizing the uniqueness and the nuances that everyone has. So beginning by defining objectives and aligning on outcomes and measurement frameworks has to be at the base level. Like that's where you have to start. And then it's how do we use our capabilities and data to co-create solutions with our brand partners that can meet those specific business goals. Because if we're not doing that, it doesn't repeat, and it also doesn't respect our consumers in terms of what the customer wants when they come into the store or into our online environments, and what we're doing to get the brands for the right outcomes, but also doing what's right by the customers. With agencies, near and dear to my heart, I know, and I know our team knows, who's came and talked to you, it's the focus has to be on making it easy to plan and buy and measure Walmart Connect and just allow you access in the way that you want it. Take advantage of the platform and the way that you want to work with us. So I think, we've moved away from just being a managed service environment and adding in our self-serve environment. And I think as we do those unlocks, the aim is to not just be seen as providing shopper marketing tactics, right? It's to really be that media partner. And we are working on ways to evolve that, both in our ways of working, but also in the tools and capabilities that we're providing.
I think it's important, and I want to emphasize what you just said. You had been a fully managed service business. You're now offering self-service. And that's a recognition that there are small brands, there are challenger brands even within large enterprise portfolios of companies. And whether you want to do it in-house or you want to outsource it to Walmart Connect Canada, whether you want to use an agency you already trust to do activations, maybe they're doing it at Walmart in the US as well. The fact is you're giving brands the choice to implement and activate retail media at Walmart Connect Canada however they want to. And that allows them to succeed, yes?
Yeah. And it's not one or the other. Like a brand may choose to come and use the managed service because they don't have that maturity in the retail media execution space, but then work with an agency who is highly capable, works across the entire ecosystem of, various retail media offerings that are in the market, and they want to pull those self-serve levers. So, and I don't think you're ever set in one or the other. If there's a new framework, if there's a new measurement that you want to create, you can work with us in a managed service and then go back to working in self-serve. So it's really about ease of use and access.
Hey, one of the questions I had on my mind that we probably did not ask you earlier was the partnership and relationship with Walmart in the US. Here in the US, we regard Walmart Connect as one of the very developed retail media ecosystems that exist. Do you guys exchange knowledge with each other, how to get better, the type of capabilities, etc.? How does that work, learning from each other?
Yeah, of course. I mean, our entire internationally, and I know you met with Chile, but internationally we work together too. We are a global company and we are a global platform, and we are accessing capabilities so that customers everywhere can access the Canadian marketplace, the China marketplace, the US marketplace, Chile, wherever you want to sort of, interact with us, we want to make it easy for you to work with us. So we absolutely learn from one another. The platform is a global platform. So it really consolidates those centers of excellence, and we not trade, but like we share information through those centers of excellence and help each other sort of learn and grow and understand what's coming in retail media or what's different in certain marketplaces. Where are we unique and how are we different?
So KPIs. So for your advertisers, what KPIs are you prioritizing to measure campaign success? You're here in the US, we hear a lot about incrementality being the most important one at this point that always triumphs to the top. But then there are basic ones like ROAS, which have existed forever. So what are the priority metrics to measure campaign success and media ROI? And then how transparent is your measurement approach for brands seeking to activate via Walmart Connect up in Canada?
Yeah, I mean, you hit on two of them. Like the three most common that we ask for are really that incrementality, sales lift, and return on ad spend. But I think, again, as we sort of work to what are those business outcomes you want to drive? And so what are the measurement frameworks that we can start to build for you? So whether it's awareness or consideration or sales that you're trying to do, there are going to be different levers. So we can actually like establish different KPIs that we can track and optimize against given any campaign. So I think there's more flexibility in that as we go forward. And then being in a closed loop measurement, it allows us to sort of look at how campaigns are performing both online and in store to bring different insights into the go forward. I guess it's really about providing insights. So it's how do we go a little bit further and push brands to sort of see what other KPIs can I have, right? Because they want to know about new customers. They want to know, like, are these lapsed buyers? Is this a new trend? Like, what more can we be doing? And I think that's how we trigger, like, getting past the basic metrics and saying, what more can we do? How far can we push this? How deep can we go in terms of providing greater, more enhanced opportunities to stay relevant and ensure your brands are top of mind? So I think that there's a lot of different objectives that we can create metrics around, especially within retail media. And I don't even know that we've defined them all yet. Like, I think that's why it's such an exciting environment to be in right now.
All right. Well, since I already, as I was going through my notes, and I was going to ask you about self-serve versus managed, I think we already covered that, and we talked a little bit about the agency aspect. So I'm just going to close this out with: it's a big announcement this week on you're officially moving to the platform. but I'm reminded of the Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" That was yesterday. Let's look to tomorrow. What's the next big milestone you're thinking about to continually keep Walmart Connect Canada at the top of the experience and the capabilities within the Canadian market and frankly globally?
That's a big question. I think I'll break that into two parts. First, I'm going to talk about Canada and what we're doing here, and then why global advancements are exciting for the Canada market. So first, in Canada, we're at the front end of our ads platform journey. Right now, it's about training, support, ensuring a really smooth transition into our new platform, whether that's for managed service or in our self-serve environment. We're also excited about the roadmap and the capabilities we're launching to enhance the overall experience. API integrations, creative builders, and reporting tools are all coming down. From the global perspective, our next exciting milestone is really about advancing global accessibility. That's a unique differentiator for us, and we're deeply committed to building a truly global and inclusive advertising ecosystem. We're investing in our consolidated Walmart ads platform to empower our advertisers, no matter where they are in the world, to connect brands with customers at every stage of their shopping journey with consistent reporting and measurement.
I know Peter said he was going to wrap it up with that one, but I actually have one more for you. And that really comes to advertisers who are not on the platform as of yet, right? Tell them, how should they start working with you? Who do they contact? And secondly, why should they be super excited to ping you and say, let's do it?
Ping me and say, let's do it. I think that there is just so much opportunity within retail media right now, defining what we can be. We are still at the front end of our growth scale. So I love a challenge. So, call me, give me a business problem. Let's hash that out and let's see where retail media falls within your path to success.
Sri, how are we going to make it easy for them to find Lesley and get started? Oh, wait. We put a link to her LinkedIn profile in the digital liner notes of this episode. That's easy for them. Just click on the hyperlink.
You can also go to LinkedIn, beyond our LinkedIn, which is Walmart Connect Canada. You can also visit our website, and you can always find us.
We will include all those links in the digital liner notes of this episode. All right. To our audience, we want to thank you for joining us twice each week for our podcast conversations. We greatly appreciate the now over 39,000 followers on LinkedIn who like and share our content. Please do follow us on your preferred listening platform. Most of you choose Apple and Spotify, but hey, you want to ask Alexa to play the CPG Guys podcast? I'd probably set off a couple thousand home devices by doing that. My apologies. Or Audible, frankly, just about anything. If you can find a podcast on a platform, you can find the CPG Guys. And we particularly look forward to seeing you in person in a couple of weeks at Grocery Shop or any of the other conferences we'll be frequenting over the fall season. Sri, your big takeaway from what Lesley shared today. What are you thinking about?
I'm actually not going to give you just one takeaway, Peter. Anytime we have someone on the show from north of the border, it's a learning moment, not just for our audience, but for you and me as well, right? To me, the realization hits me again and again where you and I haven't done enough to have the Canada market be on the show. Learning and listening to someone from Walmart, especially Walmart Connect up in Canada, is a great moment to integrate and understand as North America how things are functioning. The one thing that I did ask Lesley that stood out in my mind was how they work across continents, countries, etc., to learn from each other. And she mentioned, hey, we do it internationally. She referred to us going to Chile. And then the fact that they're always in constant communication to learn from each other. That's how a great company develops and builds capabilities.
I want to go to that after meeting day cocktail party with all the Walmart Connect people around the world. I want to be a fly on the wall, Sri. I know you do too, and listen to the conversation that's going on between, Ryan and Rich and our friend Lucas Barros down in Chile and Lesley. I bet it's a humdinger. We would hear some really great conversations. My big takeaway, Sri, is that they've moved from being purely managed service to having the ability to let brands choose how they want to engage on the platform. They can do it self-serve. They can do managed service. They can work with agencies. They can move back and forth. It depends on what they're doing. Maybe they want managed services for more upper funnel activities. Maybe they want to do self-serve for lower funnel, or vice versa. It really comes down to what the brand is looking for, and that means flexibility. That means brands will win. That's what I take away from that. All right. That was a great conversation. Lesley, thanks for sharing your expertise in all things retail media north of the border. We greatly appreciate you joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
Sheree, as always, appreciate you being here with me. To our audience, thanks again. We look forward to speaking with you on the next episode of, wait for it, the CPG Guys podcast. Goodbye. The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPG Guys LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.